Welcome to the Supplement Engineer Podcast. My name is Robert Schnetsky. Today, we have the owner and CEO of Every Damn Day Fitness, Mr. Alan Roberts. Welcome aboard, Alan. How are things?
How you doing, Robert? You say CEO, but I sound so fucked up. It really does.
Oh, I know. Everybody's owning your business. Technically, you're a CEO, so you are the CEO.
I guess so. I'm the dude that yells into the phone. So.
Yeah, you are the ripped bald that yells into a phone. Which the first question I need to ask, and I'm sure everybody's curious about this, is how tall are you actually?
I'm between 5'9" and 5'10". Well, it literally depends on the doctor you go to. Like it literally does. Yeah.
I know sometimes sliding scale. So today you're feeling about 5'9". Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Right. Like I normally just fuck around with the people that ask all the time, because for some reason it got to be this ongoing meme to ask how tall I was, which I always find hilarious anyway. But I actually think I'm close to 5'9" now. I think I have discs that are degenerating in my lower back, that are making me shorter. But I love that one. That's honestly my favorite one, because people ask all the time, like, I'm 4'4" in Crocs, It depends, well, how tall are you today? Like, I'm 5'2" in stilettos or something like that.
I wonder why that's such a big sticking point for people. Is what does it matter how tall somebody is? I guess.
Well, I mean, you know the fucking, like, I mean, you're more of a supplement industry guy, but the industry that the supplement industry is around, the fitness industry, it is a bunch of fucking insecure, super fucking insecure motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like super massively insecure. So when they see, a 47-year-old man who can do the things I do, and who's can do the things I do in a gym, basically, and outside of a gym and stuff like that. They, in their mind, that fucks with them, I think, and they just got to find a way. Something like, well, at least I'm taller than him, like something like that. Because it used to be like my height was literally, and I mean, not ever a fucking issue when I was fat.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I got asked that question one fucking time when I was fat. I really don't. I don't think I got asked one fucking time. But as soon as I lost the weight, man, people are like, "Oh, but you're a manlet." What the fuck? First of all, even if I was, that means like that makes it even fucking worse that I'm this much stronger than you and fucking can jump that much higher than you and still twice your fucking age. But yeah, people get caught up on that shit. But it's just because it's such a fuck. I mean, the industry is so full of fucking pansy-ass pussies. That's why. So.
Yeah, it's an incredibly superficial industry.
It really is.
I like to start all of these with the origin story. So for people that haven't subscribed to the EDDF channel or know anything about you, retrace your steps of how you got into fitness and why you started Every Damn Day Fitness. What's the motto of it? And go from there.
Well, fuck, I started working out when I was like 14 years old. So basically before typewriters, and I was a competitive pole vaulter in high school. Like regional champion, went to nationals, that sort of thing. Gymnastics, some martial arts, some judo, when I was younger. And no, I'm not claiming to be some sort of fucking ninja. That's another thing too you got to watch out for. If you claim anything, they take it to the extreme. Like you can say, like, I took like 5 martial arts lessons, and they're like, "Oh, you're trying to say that you're an assassin." No, motherfuckers. But so I started lifting because of that, and I just loved it. Yeah, I loved it. And I was a huge wrestling fan when I was younger. I wanted to look like one of the fucking Road Warriors. You know what I mean? I just always stayed lifting. I still do love lifting heavyweight. I don't lift heavyweight as much anymore, but I used to love fucking lifting heavyweight, especially lifting heavyweight above my head, like the fucking Road Warriors would do and shit like that.
Yeah.
And fast forward, like, into a life and career and all like that, married with a kid. And I was just, I had gotten really badly out of shape at one point in time when I got moved up in my career. I was traveling for work, and I went from basically working out every day, eating really, really good food, to traveling a lot, eating fast food and shit like that. And I got really badly out of shape, and some past injuries catch up when you get out of shape. Like my knee was destabilizing, having trouble with my back. And my wife, who is, certified yoga, PIO, TRX, fucking personal trainer, certified every fucking thing, got me involved in, got me back healthy again, started with yoga. And I got to the point where I was in better shape than I'd ever been. And so I started, basically, when you get in shape like that, people start asking you what you do. And I had one of my high school buddies reach out to me, and he was really badly out of shape. And I went through the whole list of what I did every day and, every week. Cause he was like, I want to get in shape like you. And, he was like, I went through the whole list and he was like, you do that every day? I was like, yeah, if you want to be in shape, you got to do it every day. You can't, you can't drink every day. You got every day, And he was like, every day. And I was like, every damn day. And it just stuck, And that's before, like, I really didn't even plan on delving back into this, because I've been a personal trainer before, way in the past. And I worked in nutrition for my last job. I was a multi-unit operations manager for the nutritional departments of hospitals and rehabilitation centers and that sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really plan on getting back into fitness. I just wanted to fuck around online, cause my wife and I were figuring a couple years ago, our son was 16, when he turns 18, he's going to go away to college. Well, I'd like to not travel for work anymore. What can we do? We'll start a fitness business, because she, like I said, is highly qualified.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, and you know what? I'll start a YouTube channel just to make a couple extra bucks. And we fucking laughed. And it literally was, if I can make enough to go on like a really, really nice anniversary date, like a $500 dinner date, in the fucking course of the year, fucking great, right? And it just fucking took off. It really did. I think it's because I have like a very unique, sense of humor. And
Mm-hmm.
It's the funny thing is, I don't think it's that unique for like where I'm from like how I talk on, especially how I used to roast people and stuff like that. That would be like how me and my friends would just sit at a bar and like people watch and fucking roast people, like drinking a few beers,
Yeah.
And, but when it comes to, then when you start getting into fitness a little bit more, you meet a few people, and I've had a few people that have really like invested their time and energy and everything like that. I mean, when it really was no benefit for them, like Steve Shaw, who's a really good friend of mine, editorial director of Tiger Fitness and owner of his own coaching and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really invested in me a little, some time and knowledge in me. Elgin from Elgin Intensity is a good friend of mine. Also gives great business advice. Aaron Marino, who's a popular fashion guy. I was ripping on him, and he invested time and effort in me. I've been a speaker at his event last year. I don't know. I think I'll probably again this year, but I might have I have a charity event I run that I might have the same day. And then, Jeff Cavalier, who's pretty much, the top fitness guy. We've gotten to be really good friends, and he just gives me, they've all given me lots of good advice on how to run a business. And while I may not be the biggest channel out there, I make a pretty good living. And not only do I make a pretty good living, but I'm really proud of like what I do. I take, I don't gouge anybody. I don't, I'll be the first one to say when somebody reaches out to me, like if they're like a brand new beginner, my program's not for you, or this program's not for you, instead of trying to get the sale. Like I'm really happy with where my wife and I have it. We run two companies because we have a company that she owns and I'm the CEO of.
Mm-hmm.
That we really really invest in our people, like really invest in the people that depend upon us, and I'm more proud about that than anything. We're able to pay our bills really, really well, live comfortably, but at the same time, help people transform their lives and like get healthy and, just move on with their lives from most of the time being, either very overweight or very out of shape. They could conquer the life back. Excuse the train in the area. I don't know if you can hear it, but
no, it's still coming to nothing.
Oh, okay, good. But it's been a crazy ride, and I was thinking back about it. It's like 2 years ago this month.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it. That's all. It's only 2 years ago this month that I started Every Damn Day Fitness.
Really? And the channel has grown to over 60,000 now, I think, is what you're over?
72, motherfucker. No.
72. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to check back up with the amount of subscribers. I don't know didn't know the exact number, but that's crazy. I remember seeing the 60,000 mark, and that's wow. It's growing rapidly.
It is, and I really equate that to, I don't sugarcoat anything, I think that appeals to a lot of people that, I'm not what people would, in a very, very politically correct world, I'm not very politically correct, but at the same time, I don't bash people. I couldn't give a fuck less, if somebody's fat or anything like that, it doesn't mean they're a bad person to me. Most of my clients are morbidly obese people. Most of my online clients are morbidly obese people. But I don't make fun of them for that. But I just tell them straight, you're going to die young. I'm going to tell you the very honest truth. You're going to die. This isn't my opinion. This is fact. it's highly unlikely, that you're going to live past the age of 65, if you keep eating the way you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just very frank about it. And that's how I do my videos too. And I don't take any shit. Like I'm so, what I think after the first year, like of being around the YouTube fitness thing, it opened my eyes so fucking much to how much bullshit is out there. Just how much ridiculous lies and crap and bullshit. Like
Yeah.
how people will, they'll just lie to sell a product. They'll openly fucking lie. They create issues and problems where there's not. I just released it right before we got on here.
Mm-hmm.
I just released a video about a guy called his name's Dr. Sam Robbins. And, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's not in really YouTube fitness, but he does wellness and fitness. And he's a doctor. He's a PhD and stuff like that,
Okay.
And, he's talking about somatotypes.
Which has been debunked countless times.
Yeah, he's talking about somatotypes, like how you need to know your body type to know how what combination of macros you need to fucking. So people are going to believe him because he's got a doctor in front of his name,
Right.
But he's talking complete fucking silliness. It happens all the fucking time. I find it just overtly disgusting. People find the way I talk, how often I use swear words and stuff like that. I hear so many people be like, "Oh, that's just offensive." Really? Is any amount of the number of times I can say the word fuck, is that more offensive than somebody out and out lying to sell a product to you that you don't need, or that might even be dangerous for you or something like that, or give you fitness advice that's so fucking dangerous that it is almost certain to fucking hurt somebody? That's what I think we just live in a world of fucking pansy ass motherfuckers who don't want to, they don't even want to know the truth.
I agree.
They'd rather keep
world of snowflakes. Everybody is their own delicate, special snowflake is what it is. And it's just, I think it's a statement more of society. And that's, Sandy and I were talking about this yesterday, that the kids at her school have super high anxiety levels. And I think it's because people are so, obsessed with their sense of self, and that they're told that, well, you have to be perfect and you're your own special person and this, that, and the other. And we're all 99.99% the same. There's a little bit that differentiates us from the next person, but I mean, we can all handle the same shit. It just comes down to discipline, mental fortitude, and what you're willing to endure.
Right. I mean, like, how old are the kids that she teaches?
High school age.
What the fuck kind of anxiety you got in fucking high school?
Exactly. That's what we were saying. You don't have bills to pay. You don't have a mortgage to worry about. You don't have kids of your own you're raising. Well, usually you don't.
Make sure you buy condoms and don't drink and drive. That's the most anxious shit you got got. What the fuck? I find that amazing. Like when my son just graduated, this past year, and he knew half his friends were on like antidepressants or fucking all sorts of. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Suck it the fuck up. I think that's a huge problem. We depend on nobody can be sad at all, at all. Yeah. People avoid all sorts of fucking life issues. It's fucking it teaches these people not to fucking cope. That's fucking pathetic.
Yeah,
it really
have the grit to grit something out and just bear it, just deal with it.
Just fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Life's gonna suck for one of my phrases I always use. Life sucks. Buy a helmet. Because if you can't understand the fact that there's gonna be some shitty ass fucking times in your life, most of the time, I've been in some shitty fucking positions in life. I've been broke. I've been fucking. I have been poor as a motherfucker. I have been surviving on 10-cent ramen noodles. For long stretches of fucking time, and all because of me. Even though I was married before my wife now, and she cheated on me with one of my friends, and that was still my fault because I knew she was a fucking. I knew I shouldn't have fucking married her. Deep down, you're looking at your fucking soul, and you're like, I shouldn't have married that woman. I fucking know it. You know what I mean? That sort of shit. So fuck. Amazing, man. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. But let's go back to when you first started out. You were doing nutrition. Now, obviously, you were a trained professional, and you were doing nutrition monitoring in the hospitals, and you were looking over that. I've been listening to some other podcasts lately, and they're saying that the nutrition protocols and programs that are instituted in hospitals basically come from the FDA guidelines, and you're following the food pyramid and patient, and it's the whole high fat, low carb movement is saying that the food systems are all screwed up and everything. When you were doing this, were you allowed to exert your expertise in the matter, or did you have to follow certain guidelines when you were in the hospital regulation systems?
No, I mean, you follow pretty closely with, the recommendations. Like you can add on, but then even then you got to watch, you can't add on too many calories, You have to have X amount of portions of veggies, X amount of portions of, of meat, stuff like that too. Of course, then you got to watch the sodium. And the biggest issue, falls into, having liberalized diets, like when they have either, controlled carbohydrates, or, a lot of people have no added salt or, low sodium diets, like 2 gram sodium diets, stuff like that. I mean, that's where it gets to be tough, because like you have different people that have all sorts of different things. Yeah. I mean, we just started, it got to the point, like the diabetes epidemic is getting so bad that it just got to the point where we just basically made everything kind of, halfway diabetic. You know what I mean? That way, if we wanted to, the only way if we had somebody that was on really strict restriction, we would just give them a half a portion dessert and everything else was pretty much diabetic safe, because there's so many of them, you're not able to do that much. I was lucky where I had everything from like Homeland Security accounts all the way up to high end independent livings where people like they had like happy hour and sushi and shit like that. At the independent livings, it's really more like an old folks country club.
Yeah.
But at hospitals, I mean, it's like almost a concierge service. You know what I mean? Like there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
I don't miss it at all.
I imagine when you're working for yourself now instead of working for somebody else, it's much more enjoyable and less stressful on the mind, and you're just more naturally motivated to want to do it.
I don't know if it's less stressful in the mind. I gotta be honest. Like, I mean, I have people all the time, like, reach out to me. Like, I want to build a business. Like, you were able to start working on your own, cause like I said, it started 2 years ago. It started 2 years ago. 1 year after it started, we were self-employed, 1 year after it started. And people, like, I get people reaching out to me because of that. And like, I want to be able to write my own schedule and do this. It's like, when you're self-employed, it is super fucking easy to write your own schedule. From the time your eyes open until the time they fucking close, you're working. Like, I mean, like I wake up every day fairly fucking religiously, like 3:45, 4 o'clock, fairly religiously. And the first thing I do is grab my phone because I have overseas, online clients, and I answer all their messages, like literally before I even get out of bed. I go piss, make breakfast for my wife because I don't fucking eat breakfast. And then I normally do a live broadcast. Then I film for, some for the day for her, for Damn Serenity Athletics. And then if I get my research done on whatever video I'm making that day, I film, I talk to some more online clients, I work on programs, and I work on other projects that I got going on. And then I'll probably go live again. Like we figured it out to one fucking, we figured it out to 1 week. The 1 week I was live in one way or another. I was live, whether it would be because we do live classes for her. So between her, Instagram, Facebook, my Facebook group, and YouTube, I was live like 25 hours in a week.
Wow.
I mean, and that doesn't include video, like made and produced videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of content. It really is. It's a lot of time to fucking be on stage. It really is.
Do you enjoy more of the raw live style shooting or the edited where you're sitting there and you're trying to drive a point across in, say a 5 to 7 minute video?
It depends on the video. I gotta be honest. I sometimes have trouble making videos, like, cause like you really have to want to. And because the way the YouTube algorithm works is you need to stay fairly fucking regular. Like, I mean, you need to be uploading at least every other day to stay in the algorithm. And I'm definitely in the algorithm right now because the channel's growing about 150 subscribers a day, which is very fucking strong. I'm very fucking pleased about it. And, so I need to upload at least every other day. But the problem is you got to make decent content too. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, I'm lucky because I'm like a pit bull. You know what I mean? Like if I find a topic that touches on me, I'll make sure to decimate it. Like, I'm not going to say who said this, but like, but I keep like what I keep getting called the hitman because like I look like the guy from the fucking video game.
Right.
But also like I will fucking make sure like when I fucking go after somebody,
Yeah.
I
The
do not
point's
stop.
made.
I do not stop until I've made my fucking point. You know, when the whole shit happened with V Shreds, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as soon as I realized what he was doing, I remember telling somebody, I was like, I'm not going to stop until I decimate them. And they're like, at the time, they're like, he's got 500,000 subscribers. They're like, you've got like 25. You know, like, you're like, you know, I mean, good luck on that. You know, like, I mean, I remember the conversation with the person. They're like, you know, he's getting like 100,000 views a video.
Yeah.
Good luck on that. He gets like 10 now. You know,
Wow. So you actually worry about have, you know,
oh, fuck yeah.
it's direct or indirect or whatever, but
Oh no,
it's
it was me. I don't let anybody say different. It was me. Yeah,
yeah.
I you know, I he's a fucking idiot. He's dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
he's dangerous. I mean, he's out and out dangerous. Like the training advice he gives is dangerous. I wish he'd go back to copying Cavalier. I really do. I do, because then I just dog on him for that. But like, at least he wouldn't be killed. I mean, he could really hurt somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm still not done with him. If he posts something dangerous tomorrow, I'll make a video about it. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee it. And I don't care what stage my career is at. I will make sure that I do that because like, one, he fucked with one of my friends, but two, he tried to have my channel shut down. Like he like openly tried to have my channel shut down. If you can't take criticism, don't be online, you know,
Yeah.
but he like, if you're going to come after my livelihood, motherfucker, you better strap it on because I'm like fucking herpes, motherfucker. I'll pop up at you when you least fucking expect it, you know?
Priceless, man. Priceless. So you've had a fairly remarkable fitness transformation. What was the catalyst for that, and how did you go about structuring it? Obviously, you're trained, so you know what it takes, and you even wrote a book about it. So what was the actual catalyst for it?
I started realizing I didn't feel rested, and I normally sleep like 4 to 6 hours a night, and I'm normally pretty good with that. You know, like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, and I have all my life. I'm a lifelong insomniac. I'm diagnosed as high process ADHD. So shutting my brain off I mean, I have a strong suspicion that you understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, where shutting your brain off is a very fucking hard thing to do, you know, and,
Yeah.
uh, but I normally slept like 4 to 6 hours a night. My body fully recovered, felt great, felt rested, felt really mentally sharp and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was just keeping the weight on for such a long period of time just to be, you know, to be stronger, to try to get stronger, 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 I started noticing that like I was waking up like really, it was hard to wake up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just feeling tired throughout the entire day. And I finally talked to my wife and I was like, I don't think I'm sleeping well. She was like, you fucking think? And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you are snoring so bad. She was like, it's keeping me up so much. She just didn't want to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and I know what that means. I mean, I'm developing sleep apnea, you know?
Right.
And I sat down and I thought about it, you know, and I'm like, you know, I know it. I mean, I'm in my mid 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 240 some pounds. And even though and I was literally knocking on 600-pound squats door, like fucking knocking on it. You know what I mean? Like, I was, you know, the week before I decided to make a change,
Mm-hmm.
I squatted 575 3 different days in the gym, like ass to grass, fucking full on ass to grass. And I fucking pause squatted 545 for a double, you know, like, I mean, like, I was fucking smashing it, you know?
Yeah.
And, that next week I changed everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I put myself on 2,000 calorie diet, and I started German volume training, which
Mm-hmm.
you know, I was just looking for something different where I didn't have to handle as much weight and everything like that. And it was fucking brutal. It really was. And then when I finished the block of German volume training, I still like I hadn't lost much weight because like I bounced back up. I really wasn't like totally committed, but I stopped gaining weight. I lost like a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of weight. And then I was like, you know what? I like the idea of this volume, but
Mm-hmm.
I basically took the concept of German volume training, which is basically just 10 out of 10 for major lifts. I added auxiliary movements and I made the rest times progressively aggressive. You know, like, I mean,
Yeah.
like instead of going up in weight, the rest times get very, very, very short, like much
Mm-hmm.
shorter. And I feel it has very good exercise selection, everything like that. It's still, I still use the program to this day. As a matter of fact, some of the live stuff I'm shooting for my wife's channel is my volume training program that I modified to bands for people to be able to use with bands at home.
Yeah,
Because the best
home with traveling. Yeah.
yeah, because the best part about it is you don't need to use a lot of weight when you do my volume training program, and it is just a fucking ass kicker of a fucking workout. I mean, like it is, you know, and
Yeah.
I often say this, like, I mean, like I you know, now it's, I've got to be a little bit better well known for it, but like, I even had somebody today, and I've used this phrase before. The guy was like, well, I'm thinking about, you know, me and my wife are thinking about doing this together, but can women do it? I'm like, well, you can have a pussy. You just cannot be one. You know, like, I mean, like, like, you can be a female. You just can't be a pussy. I mean, because, I mean, it's such a humbling, it's a humbling program, you know, like at no point in time I mean, was it not every single day I was just like, holy fuck, you know, like towards the end, like it's a 3-phase program. And in the third phase, like you have workouts like where like when it's over, you get that like euphoric, what the fuck's going on? Like the whole world, the whole rest of the world kind of disappears when you're working out that intense for that long. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and it's like you and the stopwatch, and that's it. You know, like it really, really is. And you literally forget the rest of the fucking world is there, you know? And, I absolutely love it. And I lost 60 some pounds in 122 days. And yeah, honestly was never really hungry, not one fucking day. Just, you know, I just didn't eat breakfast, and I packed I packed most of my protein into my lunch meal. So it was mostly protein and healthy fats for my lunch meal, which was normally a couple cans of tuna, maybe some chickpeas and some walnuts. And then at dinner, I would have just a little bit more protein and, a lot of veggies, you know, like enough to really fill me up. So I was never hungry, you know, never hungry at all. And, I don't regret it one single day. I did allow I got really lean about Athlete Next time, like June this past summer. And then since then, I've allowed myself to gain back another 10 pounds. I'm like 193 or 4 right now. But I allowed myself to gain back some weight just because, I was very lean, and I'm still training at a very high level, and I was worried about my recovery and injuries and stuff like that. But, yeah, I like being about 190, like the 180, I felt I was a little drawn in. But 190, I really like being like, because I don't need to fucking have serrated abs. I really don't. I mean, I have abs, but they're not photoshopped, you know, abs, but I'm good with that, you know. But yeah, it was probably the best, like, adult decision I've ever made, because like, it was like my true, like, I mean, it took me 46 fucking years to actually grow up, but like, I sat my ego down and like, you know what, you know, I have a really good life, like really good life, you know, and, I have a beautiful wife, really good family. And, I just thought, like, why the fuck am I, you know, at best I can like get a ribbon or my name in a record book. You know, that's not gonna, you know, that's not gonna throw the football for the grandkids. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, it was probably the best decision I ever made.
Gotcha. Now, when you were having run the first phase of volume training, it's an awesome program. It's intense, and it definitely kicked our asses when we did it. But I mean, it was a great introduction into serious weightlifting for Sandy. She had never really done, you know, standardized weightlifting like that before. But it's and then we switched over to your lean mass program, which is equally daunting, but for a completely different reason.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that you naturally wake up fairly early and you get a limited amount of sleep. Are you setting an alarm when you do that? Or are you
No.
you just naturally wake up and you're just kind of alert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing for me. Same thing for me.
The second I enter consciousness, my brain just was like, you know, like,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
it's like part of it's routine too. Like, you know, like I wake up. I mean, it's just, like I said, like, I mean, like when you're your own boss, like, I mean, you know, you understand this, like, there's a lot to do. Like, I mean, like, people that don't run around like fucking crazy, that are their own boss, they eventually aren't their own boss anymore.
right.
You know, I mean, you can only do that so long. Like, you can only be lethargic and lazy like a few motherfuckers we know, and work on your own before somebody else, before you're starting to collect checks signed by somebody else. You know what I mean?
Correct. What's been your I guess some of your biggest challenges that you face in the 2 years since starting out on your own?
last year about this time, it was the struggle of us thinking like, should we? You know, because I fucking 6-figure income. You know, like I had a 6-figure income coming in from my other job. It's like that's some serious fucking serious fucking income to replace. And volume training wasn't even for sale yet at this time last year. So, but you know, I was living in two worlds. Like it really you know, you're living in I was a corporate executive, but then also at the same time, I'm the guy that fucking swears into a phone. You know, and so eventually, you know, I saw that eventually I was going to get noticed, like in my work, in my other work, or the trolls were going to find out where I worked and try to fucking call my boss and shit like that, because that shit does happen to other people, you know. And the plan always was for me and her to be able to spend all of our time together. So, you know, we kind of mapped it out, and we had enough money saved up where it's like, okay, if this fucks up, I can get another job here in 6 months, you know. And we just never had to look back, you know. So that was very hard. That was hard. But also, I mean, you know, just dealing with like all the social media, I think it gets me a drag sometimes. Like people understand, like I get ridiculous shit of like, you know, hey, a big fan, what, you know, I'm taking this many, you know, this many carbs, this many that. Do you think I should do this? You know, I probably get like 50 of those messages a day. You know, and then people get pissed when you're like, well, you know, here's my consultation service, blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, if 9 times out of 10, I've answered their question already in one of my videos.
Right.
But they aren't going to look it up. They want me to tell it to them. But it's a business. It's a business. I can't charge other people for stuff that I would give away, you know, and my time is money, you know, like, I mean, and I can't just, you know, give it away, you know, and, I think that's hard too, is like learning to say no to people a little bit, and just the sheer amount of social volume, you know, like it's just a ton of social media that you have to stay involved in, you know, like, I mean, you absolutely have to. And sometimes, like, I mean, I think I'm the only YouTuber I know that a really big day for me is like 3 Instagram posts. You know, but I'll go 2 or 3 days occasionally without posting on Instagram. Yeah, and that is like, you're not supposed to do that. Like when you're in my position. And I mean, I'm getting better and better and better about it. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, when there's videos to be made, there's clients to talk to and everything like that. Sometimes I just don't feel that creative to fucking, you know, do an Instagram post, you know?
Yeah. And plus the 20 minutes you would waste doing that, not waste time, but I mean, I look at social media as a necessary evil, I guess, when you're employed for yourself, because you have to use that as a marketing tool, or as, you know, a traveling resume, more or less, or a digital kind of resume.
Right.
But yeah, it's one of those things that you have to allocate your time, that you can't spend 30 minutes answering the 600 DMs and messages that you get. You've got to, because that's time that could be spent creating a video, creating a new workout program, or doing stuff, consulting with your clients on things that are actually going to pay the bills.
Like right now, I also run, you know, a Facebook group, Every Damn Day Fitness Facebook group. It's got like 9,000 fucking people in it. And I'm like, how the fuck did this, I literally, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm like, literally, how the fuck did that happen? Like, I mean, like, I opened it just like, I don't really like the page, because I like to be able to, I want to have like a more sanitary area that I can kind of have a little bit more control over, and have it be a little less every damn day fitness yelling, and a little bit more get it the fuck done type stuff. You know, a little less trolling, a little more knowledge, and it just fucking blew the fuck up. Like, I mean, blew the fuck up. I mean, we got 1,000 people last week into the group, and that's just fucking insane.
Wow.
And we'll boot somebody out for being rude or something like that. We'll boot somebody, and they'll message me like I'm supposed to fucking message them back. You know, like, I mean, motherfucker, like, it's a Facebook group. Fucking get the fuck over it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's that shit that you have to stop, you moderate the group, and I have moderators that help me, but like, I mean, they're only I can only expect them to do so much. So it is literally just an all-consuming type of thing, you know, like, it really, really is. Like, what people see, is very, very, like, people see the product, of what we do, I think. And it's like, they read your articles. They don't realize the tens of hours put into the fucking article. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like shit like that, where, it truly is this fucking, give me 1 second.
And we can edit all of this out too. We can clip it for
Oh,
the
no,
podcast.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just needed to, unless you can see my screen. I just had a text from my mom. I had to, so there. Anyway, but I don't fucking, I don't have a hard, I have a hard time making people understand that when you make a video, there's so much more involved in a video. Like you have to do a little bit of research. Like that's why people like roast this person, roast that person. I hate doing roast videos. I fucking hate it. Because for what you can consider, for every minute you see me talking on video, there is probably 2 minutes worth of footage shot, you know? So when you have a 20-minute, like I used to do videos on this guy, the fitness addict, Tyrone Essex.
Yeah.
Like the one of them was like 20 minutes long. There was an hour and a half of tape of my tape, just of me that I had to fucking edit through. And it's like, cause I would, basically break it apart where, I used their section of video and then I would like, I had multiple different jokes written to see what would fit, what would come off better. So I would do all of them,
Yeah.
and then there'd be the next, so they would all be like that. And it's just, it takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, it just takes way too fucking long.
Do you find that those do, well, now I know on the EDDF site, that's where you typically have the roasts, but when you were uploading them to YouTube originally, were you finding better engagement from those or from your educational videos?
Well, when I was uploading those, I didn't have educational videos really. I really didn't. I mean, it was just mainly me dogging on people. I had a few that weren't directed at anybody, but they were still dogging on people. And the engagement was okay, but again, it's like, I mean, it's hard to say, but like the engagement you get from those people, like from those things, are not normally something that's going to pay the bills either. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's not really it. Like, so, you can go for the views aspect of it, which YouTube, I would never ever depend upon YouTube money for anything.
Right.
Ever. Because they could take it away from you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Without even asking, without even giving you a reason why. They could just they could say, no, we're done.
Yeah.
So, well, and I still enjoy doing my comedy because I consider that my form of comedy. I still enjoy doing it, but to a certain extent, I don't necessarily like miss, having the pressure of, well, Alpha M made this video, I need to tear that one apart. Well, he made this video, I need to tear that. I don't miss that shit,
right.
I really, really don't.
Unless it's something egregious like $100 pre-workout or something stupid like that.
But that, again, like that was even more, that's not even really a roast to me. Like, I mean, like, did I roast him during the video? Yeah. But like, that was just me and you, like actually putting it straight. Like we're like, I think of it much more now as me. I apply my comedy and like my raging comedy. I apply it to trying to help people in the fitness business. Cause like that's egregious. That's somebody trying to take advantage of people. That really is. That's somebody smiling into somebody's face, trying to take advantage of them, and that's nobody will ever like I don't care what the fuck he would possibly, say, no, he has to know that that's just a fucking scam.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely has to. I don't know if my last podcast was with Josiah Novak.
Yeah.
He actually, did you listen to it?
I started yesterday when I was going to pick up Sandy from work. I haven't finished it yet though.
I'm
only about 10 minutes into it.
Towards the very end, because he actually had Vince on his podcast and actually went to one of Vince's mastermind.
Oh no.
Mastermind seminars. You'll be interested in listening to it.
Oh,
you will.
Okay, that'll be. I'll finish listening to that when I'm cooking dinner tonight. Then that'll be on the. While we're on the topic of supplements, since we just mentioned the pre-workout, what is somebody that's on the go as much as you are? You probably have a pretty high caffeine intake, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, my coffee intake is insane. I mean, I'm a gram a day.
Gram a day. What's your preferred coffee? Do you have a special blend that you like, or a preferred roaster?
There's an organic Jamaican dark roast from Costco that I get all the time. So
yeah. Pre-ground beans or whole beans?
Whole beans, and then grind them every morning.
You grind them. Okay, all right, that works. Any other supplements in your, cause you work out obviously intensely. Do you rely on a lot of supplements to help with recovery or performance or anything like that?
Creatine, every day, beta alanine every day, a B12 at least once a day. And that's normally 5,000 micrograms of B12. You know, I don't fuck around with the fucking 250 fucking micrograms. What the fuck, you know?
Right.
But it's 5,000 micrograms. I take, CBD oil and, I'll take Betaine occasionally. And if I am having pictures taken that day or I'm very, very lean, citrulline malate, 6 grams. And the fucked up thing is like, I had been taking alpha GPC. And then I got away from it. And I thought recently, I was like, you know what? I might try that again for my next little re-up, because I really was thinking that I really did notice, like, when taking it, like, you know, the actual full 600 active milligrams, you know, that I did notice some improvement. But, you know, I'm not, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, is that in my head? You know, like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
But I'll try different people's, pre-workouts that get sent to me and stuff like that. I'll never have a supplement line of my own. Like, I mean, like, I've been offered multiple times, you know, to have a supplement line. I don't think, like, if I would ever do something, it wouldn't even be a supplement line of my own. I would just, like, do, like, a partnership share of the bulk supplements, you know, like, because I mean, I find it's, I find people leaning on it too much, almost a little bit. Like, I mean, like, I really do. Like, I find people looking for, they look more towards, one, they lean on it, and two, they use it as the excuse too much. Like, well, you know, I need a new pre-workout because I'm just not, you know, my workouts just aren't good. Your workouts just aren't good because you're a pussy. You know, I mean, like, that's why your workouts aren't good. Like, if you can't, I don't care whose fucking supplement it is. If it has 350 milligrams of caffeine in it and 50 milligrams of teocrine in it, and, you know, like, I mean, you know, a decent amount of B12, if you don't have enough energy to fucking get a good workout in, it's you. It's like, something's up with you, motherfucker. Like, I mean, like, because that's enough. People know so little about it. Like, people know so little about it, Robert, that they think the creatine should be in pre-workout. I mean, people know so little about this shit that they think that that's an important ingredient. You know?
All right, or it'll be that'll be the quick thing. You know, I want to start gaining mass. What supplement should I take? And the first thing, and I'm the supplement geek, so, you know, when I'm posed that question, my first response is not, you need to buy X, Y, and Z supplements. It's, what is your calorie intake? What is your training style like? What is your sleep like? And what's your stress level like? Because unless you have those 4 things under control, supplements don't matter a drop.
They don't matter at all. They don't matter at all.
I think that's, most people don't understand that it's at most you would get a 10% increase in just overall lifting performance. That's purely from creatine. So if you're lifting 150 pounds, you could lift 165 pounds for your 1 rep max. I mean, that's what, you know, a 10 or 15% increase in performance would be. That's it.
What I always wonder about is, like, when people look at that, they why is that even so important to you? You know, like, I mean, like, you know, the reason why I liked alpha GPC, I was using it when I was on the volume training program. So it would increase volume to a great degree. You know, like, I mean, like, so if I can lift 10 pounds more, you know, on a 1 rep max, that's 10 pounds of volume. But if I can lift 5 pounds more or 10 pounds more on 100 reps, you know, we're looking at 500 to we're looking at 5,000 to 10,000 pounds of volume.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, like, or 500 to 1,000 pounds of volume. You know, that's a lot. You know, and that's why, you know, I'm thinking about it for that. Like, it's just people just don't think it through, I think. You know, I mean, do I think supplements have their place? I obviously do, because I mean, I take creatine every day. You know, I take it every fucking day. It works. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I just don't buy into too much of the other shit, because I also am pretty meticulous about my diet, and that normally helps out a lot. You know, I think the next couple of years are going to be telling. I do think that the supplement industry is going to face some regulation at some point in time, some stricter regulation, because I do think that, you know, it's kind of shady when we have companies that, you know, people don't understand why they change their formula every 6 months, why it becomes new and improved every 6 months. And that's to avoid certain tests, some government regulated testing, you know?
Yep.
And I find that a little shady. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. Like, but it's no more shady than the rest of the fucking fitness industry to a great degree. And I'm not even talking about YouTube fitness. So you guys, all you YouTube fitness guys are out there listening, just fucking chill your fucking panties. But, you know, I mean, even if you look at like shows like The Biggest Loser, you know, like, I mean, like, you know, major network shows, that really sparked off the fitness industry and what in the form it's in today were all lies. You know, I mean, they're all fucking built on lies, you know, like, you had these people, 400-pound people, you know, on 1,000-calorie a day diets with medical professionals giving them IV fluids almost every day and IV vitamins almost every day, jogging, you know, like actually fucking, you know, last week they got off their couch for maybe 10 minutes total. And this week they're jogging a mile. Like, I mean, the danger and out and out stupidity of that used to frustrate me to no end. I mean, like,
well, the stress that's got to be placed on their joints from that sheer amount of weight that's just getting dropped on them after having not been used for so long is unimaginable.
Well, I mean, like the list of issues that could possibly happen, everything from, you know, just throwing a massive, you know, coronary, you know, a massive stroke or blood clot, you know, that could form easily because their body's not used to that type of impact. Their cartilage, people don't realize this, but cartilage has no veins to it. It has no blood flow. So in order for your cartilage to be healthy, you need to move your joints a lot. That's why when people don't move around a lot, that's why they get progressively worse. You know what I mean? Like, people, you know, a body in motion stays in motion type thing. And that's one of the reasons why. So their cartilage is unhealthy and their bone density, like they're, you know, if you don't put bones under stress, like your body deep prioritizes that shit, you know, like, and you also, another huge thing is people don't understand. I'm about to do a video about the gallon of milk a day thing. A lot of overweight people drink a lot of milk or a lot of dairy products. And, they're basically what people don't realize is that actually weakens the person's bones. Like, I mean, like, just for you slow ass motherfuckers that are just like, what? It's milk. It's good for your bones. Milk is a slightly acidic product, and if you drink like, you know, a half a gallon of it a day, it can change the acidity level of your blood, and it'll like actually leach calcium from your bones to try to reach equilibrium. You know, like, I mean, so it's shit like that where it's like people don't fucking think about this shit. So like, you know, so these people are just, you know, in horrible fucking conditions, and then they make these people do incredible fucking crazy shit. And then the worst part about it is they don't show these people vomiting. They don't show these people getting IV fluids. They don't show these people, they don't show these people's x-rays for stress fractures, any shit like that. They just show them losing 30 pounds a week. So now these morbidly obese people that are not on the fucking show get in their head when they go to a fucking trainer. Well, this guy lost 30 pounds. Shouldn't I at least lose 15? You know, no, motherfucker, because it's not how that shit works, you know? And I find our industry to be so catastrophically fucked up that, you know, of course it's going to affect the supplement industry, which is kind of connected to it, you know?
What would be your advice for, obviously, the Biggest Loser approach? And there was another show a few years back that my diet's better than your diet, or my diet trumps your diet, or something like that.
I actually like that one.
Yeah, you saw that one. Sandy and I watched that one too. And but everybody on there had a shtick, and I'm thinking, you know, why does everybody have a gimmick diet? Because nobody just wants to hear eat in a caloric deficit and deal with it. You know, eat a sensible diet, because that's not sexy enough. It's not going to sell millions of copies of books or get 1 million people to view in and see it.
I like that show because you know, probably for reasons other people didn't like it, but I like that show because truly I thought it fucking was idiocy. Like, I mean, like, people are talking about like the magic of each of their fucking diets. Like, you had the keto guy on there, and you're like, yeah, all that bullshit, you know? Yeah. But that's why I like that one. I watched that one very intensely because, like, the one person, I think the person that won kind of just was like, we're just going to have a moderate diet and you're going to eat healthy.
Exactly.
We're going to exercise, and sure enough, it won. That's why I liked it, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it is the hardest thing. I think damn near half my videos are like that. Like, I mean, my video, I talked about that today. My video talked about that today, where, you know, you got somebody trying to overcomplicate something that's actually rather easy. Eat less, work out more. You know, like, if you're not losing weight, it's because you're still not burning more calories than what you ingest.
Right.
That's just it. It drives me crazy when like people will be like, well, there's so much more shit that goes into it. Yes, there may be more factors that go into how many calories you burn when you walk. I mean, your stress level, just like you said, like, yeah, I mean, your hormone levels at the time, that can affect that. And how, like, there's definitely many things that can affect, like, how many calories you take in, because not every chicken breast is created the same. Not, like, there's all sorts of different shit, right? But no matter what, the laws of physics apply to all that shit. And if you're not losing weight, it's because you're not burning more calories than you're taking in. It's just fucking physics. Like, it drives me crazy, you know?
Absolutely. What is your approach then? You can speak about this in general terms, since you obviously have a coaching service, so people can seek you out if they want detailed advice. But when you're trying to help a person who's been morbidly obese or been incredibly overweight for most of their life and they're trying to get healthy, what are some of the initial steps that you work with them to do? Is it more about not doing certain things, or when you start talking, or about adding better lifestyle decisions at first? What did you found more success?
Well, most of the time when somebody's morbidly obese, you have to address their addiction, because they definitely, there's almost no doubt that they have some sort of food addiction. Have you been to a psychiatrist? Have you been to a counselor? What have they said? You know, do you mind sharing with me what you got out of it? Blah, blah, blah. One of the first exercises I had them do is I don't even have them record their food. I just have them take a picture of everything they eat before they eat it and send it to me. And it's almost 100% of the time where the person's like, that in itself made me eat less.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it really did, you know, because they know, like, even though I don't judge them on it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but, you know, technically it like makes them more self-aware. And then I had them start tracking their food with a macro counter, and they get super hyper aware. But learning, like, what's the non-negotiable, what's their trigger food, like you know, in my book I talk about, two of my clients, and one guy's trigger food was pizza. And I mean, he could eat 3 large pizzas in a sitting, you know, like he would send me, you know, he would send me like his fell off the wagon nutrition tracker thing. And it would be like 6,000 calories in pizza.
Wow.
You know, like, and shit like that, you know. And I had another guy who was literally addicted to Dairy Queen, to the point where we had, like, his wife and I track him on GPS to make sure he doesn't take his car into a Dairy Queen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I guess, yeah, I mean, the brain is a incredibly powerful thing. If it's got a certain trigger and you either you have a propensity for it, or you just can't muster up the willpower to ignore it, then bad things can ensue.
Yeah. I mean, I try to get creative with every single one of them, especially like if somebody's 400 pounds, like, they need help. They need help, like, right then. You're like, right then. Like, they could, I mean, they are literally got a foot in the grave, you know? And, so I get really creative as I can. Like, and I'll shame them. I have no problem. I mean, I won't shame them, like, to their face. Like, I won't call them fat or disgusting or like that, but I'll call their relatives and be like, hey, you know, that you shouldn't let them eat this, you know, like, you shouldn't let them eat that. Like, I guess I more shame their relatives than anything, you know, like, you know, stuff like that. Like, you know, people just totally misunderstand, like, the whole fat acceptance movement people and everything like that. Like, the stuff I'm dealing with now, like, I can see the fucking pain in all their fucking faces. Like, and anybody that's 400 pounds saying I love my body is just fucking lying. You know what I mean? Like, you can look in their face and know they know they like, deep down they know that they've fucked themselves so hard that it's crazy, you know. And I mean, I feel bad for them, but at the same time, I can feel bad for a lot of people. But the second it gets to the stage where you're actually now affecting how other people are viewing their own obesity and getting help, now you're the enemy. You know, like, you know, now you're the enemy of health, and that's not acceptable, you know.
With the staggering rates of obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and all that, I mean, it's more likely than not that somebody has a family member that is dealing with one or more or all of those issues. What advice would you give the family members, say, if they're fit, to approaching a member of their family, where it's easier, I would say, for a third party to come in and try to coach somebody through that, but what can you do as a family member to try to help somebody in your family that you see needs to be set straight, more or less?
You know, I mean, you got to approach it with love, but you got to approach it like in my mind, love is not lying. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
if you love somebody, you don't lie to them. So like, hey, I love you. You're gonna die soon. I don't want you to die. You know, like
Yeah.
I love I love you. This isn't about a dress size you're fitting in, and this isn't about this isn't about a pants size you wear. This is about you being around 20 years from now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like what the last thing you want to do is say, come to the gym with me. You're comfortable in the gym. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I mean, they got a day now, so they're gonna have to work out with you. You love working out. That's gonna suck for them. It's absolutely
Yeah.
gonna suck. Find out something they'd want to do. You know, like go for fucking walks with them. You know, like
Right.
especially if it's like somebody that you are really worried about, if it's a loved one you're really worried about, skip your workout and go do what they want to do. Like even if it's just if they haven't stood up all fucking day long, if they've been playing video games all day long,
Mm-hmm.
go for a walk or play any game that will get them on their fucking feet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, be creative and know that they're going to have to want to do this. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are not going to be able to drag them. They are going to have to want to do this. So you have to give them a reason why they're going to do it, like to live longer. And then you have to make it so it's in some way acceptable for them. You know, like,
Yeah.
it can't be like, okay, well, here we go. We're at the gym now and let's start cardio. I know you hate it, but let's do it anyway. You got to do it. They're never going to fucking do it. If you don't force them, they're never going to fucking do it. You know?
Would you ever recommend putting somebody on a meal prep service thing that could give them more control of their calories, and so they don't have to worry about trying to make the proper nutritional decisions, and then it's a set package, and you can start instilling proper nutrition habits through that?
I've done that before. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, with some of my clients, I hooked them up on Icon Meals and a few other things like that. Um, that takes support too, because I mean, they can just eat 2 meals,
Yeah.
and then then they can still go get fast food and stuff like that. That takes serious micromanagement still. You know what I mean? But if the person is willing, like if it gets to the state where the person is willing and they just don't know what to eat, like if they don't know how to cook or if they don't know
Yeah.
what to eat or whatever, that's one of the meal prep services is very fucking ideal. Very,
Okay.
very, very ideal. Especially if they don't know if they're busy, they don't know how to cook, and they already have a poor relationship with food, but they're willing. Once they're willing, that's when you can bring something like that in.
Yeah.
Because then you're making it easier for them, you know?
Right.
Because that's another thing too. Like it is very easy to fucking go up to a drive-through and pick up something to eat. It is fucking not as easy to fucking cook that meal from scratch.
Correct.
So if they're willing and able and they can financially do it, which most people can financially afford a meal prep service.
Yeah.
They just don't realize it because I mean they're pretty close to just groceries, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean if they're willing, absolutely. I've absolutely done stuff like that before.
Okay. While on the topic of willingness, you wrote a book recently and released it, Math and Willpower.
Right.
How long was that in development before its release? What was the catalyst for starting it? And how has the reception been?
Reception's been really good, like much better than I thought it was going to be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's for sure because it is literally just me like swearing.
It is, yeah. I have a copy of it. It's definitely
in book form. It's just me swearing. But it really, I rewrote it a couple times. Like the one time I was trying to get super technical and blah blah blah. But, and I was like, everybody has written everybody has read a diet book like that. You know, like,
Mm-hmm.
and then the final rewrite, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna fucking talk. You know, like I'm just gonna spew it out. You know, and that's what I fucking did. And it's more about like like it was my personal experience and what I was the shit I was thinking about like when I had to lose weight and the shit that I tried to put some comedy in there, but I also tried to like make sure that people understood like my coaching style too, where like I will reach down and grab a person's deepest fear, the thing they know about themselves the most, and their food addiction or something like that, and I will fucking use it. Like I mean like. I will show them the scary fucking face of reality, that is facing them and not let them look away until they acknowledge it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, I remember, every time, my one dude that likes pizza that's in the book,
Yeah.
every time he'd send me a thing with pizza for a while. I'd send him a picture of an amputated leg. Or of somebody that had their amputation, leg amputated.
Yeah, for complications with diabetes and obesity, you're
Yeah,
losing blood flow to the limb
yeah,
and you lose it.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, like, so I mean, every time for a while until, I mean, he's doing good now. He's doing much better now. But,
Hmm.
for a while, when he would fall off the wagon, I'm like, okay, but here you go. I'd send him pictures of it. You know,
Yeah.
as graphic as I could find too. You
That,
know, like,
yeah, some people react, I would imagine, very well to those kind of motivational stimuli.
well, and most of the people that come to me, I mean, you gotta think about who finally comes to the guy that like I'm literally being deemed as like a fat shamer right now and fat phobic and shit like that because I'm speaking out against people not, you know, I'm speaking out and saying like, no, you're not healthy at every size because that's just stupid, you know, like,
Right.
so I'm literally, the people that come to me are the people that like are kind of awoke already. They're kind
Hmm.
of like, I'm dying. You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Like, I'm killing myself. You know, like, I
Hmm.
know I am. You know, I know I am. And, you know, so that's where it's at with me. So they know what they're getting, you know, and it's just, I try to make sure they know it's no bullshit. Like, I mean, like, I'm here to help you. I want to save your life. But, you know, if you're going to waste my time, I could be saving somebody else's.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how I view it, you know, because I only take so many clients, you
Hmm.
know, and, you know, I mean, their money is just as much as your money, you know, I mean, but I'd rather help somebody, than fucking just, you know, spend my time, you know, having you lie to me about how many calories you ate that day. I mean,
Yeah.
I get that shit all the time too. Somebody will turn in their food log, every day and it'll be like 1,600 calories, 1,800 calories, 1,700 calories, 1,800 calories. And
Hmm.
then the person weighs 400 pounds and then they don't lose a pound that week. Like, motherfucker, you should have lost like 8 pounds. You know, like, I
Yeah.
mean, like, seriously. I mean, like, you're in a pound a day deficit. You know, like, I mean, literally, you know, like you're in
Hmm.
3,500 calorie a day deficit and you're saying you didn't lose any weight. You're lying. You straight up fucking lied, you know,
Hmm.
and I'll say that right to their face, you know, like, I have no issue with
Yeah.
that.
Do you tend to recommend when dealing with clients going for more of not a paleo or a ketogenic diet, but something that's more on the low carb end and higher fat end and higher protein, and try to steer them away from more starchy foods? Or is it more a well-rounded, as long as it's more of an IIFYM kind of diet style?
I mean, it's normally fairly well rounded. I basically build it this way. Your protein is a non-negotiable.
Hmm.
You get your grams of protein every single day, and your omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, like
Hmm.
your healthy fats, are also a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And then I would prefer you build the rest of the carbohydrates to have energy from there, and I prefer it to be non-refined sugars for
Hmm.
carbohydrates. So lots of vegetables and some sweet potatoes is perfect, you know,
Yeah.
or rice,
Gotcha.
you know.
When dealing, do you run into a lot of metabolic adaptations when you're dieting to where you have to start doing crazy things with people, trying to help them to kick it if their body's downshifted after
You
they've
know,
lost a substantial amount of weight?
the only time I think I've run into that is when like people are at already low body fat percentages, you
Hmm.
know, like, cause that's when the body tries to fucking struggle against it, you know, like,
Right.
uh, I personally think, like, just in my experience, and I haven't looked at the literature, but I bet you the studies would sit with me. When people are carrying too much weight, like
Hmm.
that to an unhealthy standard, your body wants to be healthy. Your body wants to function in a healthy capacity. It
Hmm.
really, really does. That's why your body will even fight off gaining more muscle once you reach your natural potential. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because your body's trying to make sure that it doesn't have to pump more. You like, too much muscle is a problem too. Your
Yeah.
heart still has to pump fucking blood to that, and it
Hmm.
actually has a very much higher cardiac load than fat. To be real, like there's many more veins, capillaries, that sort of thing.
Correct.
So, that your body tries to reach equilibrium whenever the fuck it can, right?
Hmm.
So I think when people try to get their body fat percentage below what their body wants it to be, like below equilibrium, which
Hmm.
is already healthy. Like, I think I think that's why when people get under like 12, 11%, that's when it gets a little fucking crazy. Like,
Hmm.
for me to get under 10%, I did OMAD. I did 1 meal a day,
Yeah.
I mean, and I went super fucking low on calories, super fucking low, like 1,500,
Hmm.
but for like heavy obese people, no. I mean, they use that as an excuse. Your body's, I mean, if I put you on 2,000 calories a day and you're 400 pounds, you're going to keep losing fucking weight as long as you stay on at 2,000 calories until you reach the size of, like, until you reach, you know, basically something where until you reach a stage where your body fat's so low that your body's like, okay, hey, let's try to fucking maintain some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, I mean, as long as the person is morbidly obese, no, not at all.
Gotcha.
You know? I mean, it does, can it happen? Yeah. I mean, but that's also one of the reasons. I mean, it depends on what you consider metabolic adaptation, because when people go on like super low fat diets, their metabolism will slow the fuck down because your body doesn't have the building blocks to make the hormones it needs.
Correct.
And if your hormones crash, so does your metabolic rate, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing, like people use like everything that I just discussed, people use that type of shit as like leverage to fucking like sell people shit. You know what I mean? Like when it's really just common sense. Like you hear like the diet gurus and people even call themselves the diet guy and everything like that. Be like, well, you don't understand metabolic adaptation. No, motherfucker, it's not actually adaptation. It's your weight changed. Like, I mean, like, you know, like, it is your activity went up, you know, shit like that. Like the only time that shit really fucking happens is when you fuck with your hormone levels or your body reaches a stage where it like literally is the stage where, you know, I'm at low enough body fat percentage right now. Like starvation mode. Like if people don't eat, like the thing about it is like, and people are doing this nowadays, and I don't agree with it, but it said like they just water fast. Like they just drink water for like a month at a time, and they lose a bunch of weight. Those people would stop losing weight. They don't. They're damn near going to die though, because they're not getting fucking enough minerals and you know, fatty acids and everything like that.
Correct.
But that shit's fucking ridiculous, you know? But at the same time, that just almost goes to show that metabolic adaptation doesn't happen until you're at a very low body fat percentage.
Mm-hmm. Now let's transition more back towards business side and with that. So we've dealt with the diet and the obesity and whatnot. For somebody that runs their own business, how do you still manage to juggle, I guess, eating well and training? Now it's part of your lifestyle because you're a fitness channel, obviously, but even with running a business, you're going to run into those days where you got to decide whether do I keep working or do I go get my workout in for the day. So how do you find balance with all of that?
Workouts normally first thing in the morning, no matter what, you know. Like right now, I'm doing the band classes for Damn Straight Athletics first thing in the morning, and then I'll catch a workout later on in the afternoon. Food is not that much of an issue. Like, I mean, it really, really isn't, especially right now, because like I said, I'm on more maintenance calories and everything like that for 190 some pounds. Food gets to be an issue for me when I'm really really low on calories and I got a bunch of other shit to do. Because then you can't eat out or anything like that, you know, like, you can almost make no good food choices. So you have to really, you know, be careful and about what you do. And I don't meal prep, since I'm my own boss. I don't meal prep like to take meals with me. I meal prep differently. I meal prep like I dice some onions. I dice some peppers. You know, I have eggs whisked together. You know, stuff like that. So I can make a quick meal. But I don't have meals prepared, you know?
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Now, it's from what you were talking about earlier with your nutrition plan, it seems like you're relatively on the lower end of the carb spectrum. You're not cramming, you know, 400 or 500 grams of carbs a day, but yet you still do a high volume of training. How has that impacted recovery or just your ability to put on size or performance or anything like that, recovery?
Well, size-wise, I don't worry about that much anymore. You know, I'm pretty much at my genetic maximum, so I don't worry about that shit. You know, recovery-wise, it doesn't affect me that bad. I mean, it really doesn't. And I'm not super low carbs. I take it like 200 a day. You know what I mean? Like something like that. So it's not super low. I mean, if I'm about to have like a big day, or if I know I'm going to take some pictures of myself the next day, like if I get pretty lean and I want some pictures taken the next day, I'll eat like 400 or 500 grams of carbs the day before. And then I'll take 6 grams of citrate malate, and it's like fucking popping out of my fucking skin.
Right.
You know, like I put a little bit of pink Himalayan salt in my water before I go to the fucking gym, and fucking vascularity. I mean, like it's all the little fucking tricks. You know what I mean? Like, you know, all that shit. So, but no, I really do not have trouble with recovery. I really don't.
Yeah.
As long as I'm getting the proper sleep, I don't.
Yeah. And that's for able to do that and only get about 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night. That's pretty awesome. But I guess most people it's going to be highly individual, like how much sleep a person needs. It's not everybody. Sandy needs, you know, 8 or 9 hours to feel fully recovered. I feel fine on 5 or 6. It's just, you know, and you're one of those short sleepers. What about, your wife? Is she a short sleeper or is she more of a long one?
She's like 6 to 8.
Yeah.
You know? Like tomorrow is like literally It's our first full, like, day off, complete day off in a long time. So, we're going to try to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, like, and when I sleep in, what will probably happen is we'll probably wake up and just watch TV in bed for a little while.
Yeah.
But not, not actually get up and do shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's sleeping in,
I got you.
Excuse the yawning. My coffee's wearing off.
Oh no, you're gonna need to re-up soon. You still got I'm sure you still got a full day ahead of it as far as planning and client emails and videos and whatnot.
Well, we have a live video here in about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. So we do a live video in Damn Ready Athletics every Friday.
How has that been going, by the way, Crystal's company?
Good. Real good. Very pleased. Yeah, the first 2 months we just like tested, like we needed to test a bunch of stuff out. We haven't done any advertising for it yet or anything like that, and we're getting ready to start doing that right now. So it's already doing really well. So the advertising ought to be really fucking good for it.
Do you do advertising through social media using that or other media?
Oh, we just but like I'm talking paid advertising. Like we'll pay for ads. We haven't paid. I haven't paid for any ads for anything. The only ads I ever paid for was on my very first V-Shreds video. I made that an ad and I targeted his channel. Like, so people were seeing the snippet of that video before his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Until he blocked.
Okay. When you were, putting on size before you lost all of your weight, when you were putting on size, were you doing that and trying to increase your strength numbers? Was that just for a pure goal that you were trying to do for yourself, or were you competing and trying to beat a certain metric in competition?
It started as just like trying to be the strongest guy in the room, but then I was going to compete. And then, once I realized where my health was at with it, like, and I was still in good health, don't get me wrong, but I just know the signs, and I was slipping. And, like I said, that's not something I've got a really, really good life, and I'm not willing to fuck that up. Like, I'm really, really not and I could just, I work out really, really, really much, actually much harder now than I did then, but my body feels a lot better than it did back then. Like, you can't just be squatting, 570 pounds on your back every fucking, every other day,
Right.
And not think it's going to take a toll,
Yeah.
So it's much better now, much better.
Do you enjoy more of the volume style of training or the higher volume bodybuilding type of training, or do you miss and enjoy the powerlifting side more?
I like high volume push pull, like high volume push pull. I really don't like bodybuilding. Like, bro splits are not my thing. So,
yeah.
I like high volume, like push pull. So, and don't get me wrong. I don't get me wrong. I deadlift a couple times a week. Like the other day I was doing 365 for doubles for 10 minutes every minute. On the minute I did 2. You know what I mean? Like, so, and then I was doing sets of 10 with 225, every 2 minutes, for half an hour the other day. And, I mean, like, it's not like I'm not, still lugging weight around. I'm just not, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that final number. Like, I haven't done anything less than, and I wouldn't even say that, the 365 is obviously not my 2-rep max.
Right.
I haven't probably done anything less than a 5 or 6 rep maximum in like 9 and 10 months,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care to. I don't need to. I really don't.
Those deadlift workouts, is that in preparation for the next SITFU for 6 event? And for the listeners out there, explain a little bit more about SITFU for 6, which it's an awesome cause.
SITFU for 6 is it's suck it the fuck up for 6 hours. It's basically a charity event that my wife and I put together and a bunch of other people, where we go from city to city, basically around the Pittsburgh area, 7-hour radius around the Pittsburgh area. And we work out for 6 hours to benefit the Semper Fi Fund. And one of the main exercises, which is always the one I do first, is deadlift. 5 deadlift. You're supposed to be deadlift your body weight 5 times a minute every minute on a minute for 50 minutes. The first time I did 185 and I weighed 185. This time I weighed 195 and I did 225. And the one coming up here on November 4th in New Jersey with Robert Frank, I'm going to do 240, which will be 60,000 pounds of volume in that hour.
What's your nutrition like in the week leading up to that and on the day of the event?
I carb up for like 2 days beforehand. That's about it.
Are you drinking anything during the 6 hours of the workout?
Oh, yeah, just water though.
Just water. It's not like Gatorade or any kind of cluster dextrin or, heaven forbid, BCAAs or something like that.
No, I'm not really a BCAA guy, but, no, just water.
Wow. That's impressive. That's 6 hours straight of doing that. How many people, I guess, how has the turnout been getting bigger and bigger each time?
Yeah, the first one we had about 40 people. This time we had about 70. And,
How many is anybody able to actually hang the entire time and make it all
oh,
this
yeah.
outside of you and, Crystal?
Oh, yeah. A bunch of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the kids that are in my crew. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Jeff will listen to this, but, Jeff Cavalier runs Athlete Next Live every year, and he does a competition, and he needs. I'm bringing the fucking heat this year. My people are going to win. So,
Do you and Jeff ever get in there and mix it up?
No, this year maybe, but I'm having shirts printed up like EDDF Takeover. Like I'm going to have Athlete Next Live, and then I'm going to have EDDF Takeover printed on top of that motherfucker. So I got some fucking crazy ass impressive athletes that hang in my crew. That's for fucking sure. Men and women. I mean, for real. Like I got my sleeper, that people don't even know about yet. I bet you, I'm betting he wins the extreme division at Athlete Next Live this year.
Can you explain a little bit more about the games and what they entail?
Athlete Next Live. He really does a neat thing. It's just, he gets a bunch of people together. We lecture for 2 days and coach for 2 days. And then they run basically it's kind of like an obstacle course they have set up, where, there's always pull-ups involved. There's always, push-ups involved, jump rope, fireman's carry is normally somewhere in there. There's a sprint. There's a few other things, but it's just like a kind of a test to see who can do what. And, and it's always for time. And, I'm telling you, I got a guy. I got one of my dudes I'm training to fucking win extreme. So
nice, man. Awesome. Well, let me get a few rapid fire questions in as we're heading towards the end of this that we've had from some of the people in the EDDF group, especially. Who has been outside of I guess your wife is what the way this question was phrased. Outside of your wife, who is some of your biggest inspirations in I guess fitness and life?
In life, it would have to be my parents. My parents worked to the fucking bone. I mean, my mother is the strongest person I think I know. Fucking, she spent about 6 months in fucking ICU, not this past summer, but summer before, and just fought back because she wasn't done yet. My parents worked 2 jobs my entire fucking childhood, both of them, just to fucking, just to put food on the fucking table. And I can't say enough about them. Fitness wise, it's weird because my peers, my idols are all like kind of peers in now, you know what I mean? Like, I looked up to Jeff before we were friends, but fitness wise, I honestly, I can say like, I'm really more than anything disappointed in the fitness industry. So, than anything. Like, I mean, me and like, besides the usuals that they know, like, I appreciate Steve. I think Steve's got a fucking seriously good head on his shoulders.
Yeah. Steve's an amazing guy. He's helped me a lot too. He's fantastic.
I mean, he's really awesome. But, people I look up to in the fitness industry, not fucking many. I mean, very, very honestly, like, they're kind of a letdown of a group of people to be real. And I wish I could say something differently than that. I really do, because we're the people that are supposed to help the world stay healthy. And we're just not,
What are some of your biggest gripes with the fitness industry?
The massive overcomplication, of something, of just basic principles. Like you've done my program. I always tell people my program is not magic. No program is magical. My program is designed to fucking challenge you. There's not some magical set of rep ranges and fucking, RPEs done to find the most optimal way to fucking do whatever. That's bullshit. Because people can say that, and they can say, well, this study showed that if you do 3 sets of 10 this way, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but if you're not motivated to do that, it's not going to be effective anyway. Yeah.
Correct.
So my programs are designed to motivate and challenge people. They're not magic. I get really fucking pissed off when I hear these people be like, it's the best program ever. It's it'll have you doing this. It'll have you'll lose this weight. You'll lose that weight. Only if they fucking try, motherfuckers. Like, I mean, I just think it's the claims and boasts. I get pissed off by the fucking claims on fucking supplement boxes too. Like, stay with the fucking ingredients, too, motherfuckers. Don't, I mean, like, don't, they'll be talking about like erections and fucking all sorts of shit. Just state what the fuck they do. Like you did not put together some magic fucking, magical elixir. You put together, hopefully a well thought out, well sourced fucking, supplement that has actively good ingredients with good fucking studies behind them. But don't fucking make it not to be something it's fucking not. That's the problem with, like, it gets people not to trust us. You know what I mean? It really does. It gets people not to trust us, and it's done to sell programs and supplements to motherfuckers that are already decently in shape. The people it gets not to trust us are the people that really need our help to get in shape, to be healthy. And that's where I think it really pisses me off. So, it's a bunch of people who should care more. They really should. Like, I mean, I know I always get labeled as seem like the most uncaring motherfucker, but these people don't care enough about other people, if you ask me.
Yeah. Since you touched on the claims supplements make, do you think, first of all, do you think the supplement industry should be regulated more? And then the second part of that question would be, do you think dietary supplements should only contain ingredients that have been clinically proven in humans to be effective?
Yeah, yes, I do. The rat study thing drives me fucking insane. So, we're not rats. We're just not.
I would agree. They have a much higher metabolic rate. I would say that it can give us an insight into the mechanism of what a compound works, but I don't know if I'm in favor of them being in supplements until I see some actual human data.
Yeah, I mean, I just find that to be misleading. Because they'll cite that fucking study and not say it's in rats, and I find that to be deceitful. I really do. As for higher regulated, I'm not much for like regulation of that. I can see it coming because, the way it's looking is that the supplement industry is just taking it too far. It's going to reach a tipping point, Now, do I think there should possibly be some more vetting of, so that every Tom, Dick, and Harry can't have a fucking supplement brand? Yeah, I do. I think labels should have to be approved. Stuff like that. Recently there was one jackass who fucking, like, 2 supplements in a row out of his brand new brand had spelling errors on the fucking label. It's just done in your fucking garage. What the fuck? You can't even spell this shit correctly that people are putting in their fucking bodies. That, to me, that's an issue, But no, I mean, to actually regulate, I'm also a big believer in buyer beware. If you're going to fucking buy a product and put it in your body and not fucking research it, that's pretty fucking stupid too.
Yeah, I would agree. And I was going to hopefully get to this when I was on your podcast, which is the, in my opinion, of course, podcast. Everybody should tune into that one if they haven't already. It should be, we touched on the fact that who's more liable or who should put the onus on themselves to, be aware of the compounds in there. So if you have a drug tested athlete and they take a supplement that potentially has, some beta 2 agonist in it, which is technically illegal under, WADA and USADA testing protocols, is that more on the athlete to be aware of that, or should the company clearly state contains WADA banned substances?
I think it should be both, but to be real, the company should do it. But if I was a competitive athlete and scholarship or reputation or money rode upon me not fucking, ingesting something that's on the WADA ban list, I'd be reading my stakes carefully. I'd be reading every fucking package of every fucking thing I owned. You know what I mean? People can skirt their own personal responsibility as much as they want, but it doesn't change the fact that I think that if you're going to put something in there that is on the fucking WADA list, that you fucking disclose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Then one of the final questions is from our boy Cash, the Olympic weightlifting freak that he is. He said, if there could be one compound, good or bad, that you would wipe out of existence, would it be? The compound could be great and proven effective, or it could be extremely deleterious, harmful, or completely unproven. What compound would that be?
Probably DNP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those that don't understand what that is, can you explain a little bit more about it and why you would want it not around?
DNP is basically, it's a fat cutting agent. And basically, I'm not sure. I don't even know the full, biomechanics behind it. That'd be more your thing. But I do know that people lose crazy amounts of weight on it. like literally, like even overnight. It was crazy amounts of weight on it. And I also do know it cooks people from the inside, basically. You know, like it's fucking, it is.
Yeah, it raises their internal core temperature, jacks up their metabolism and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, when you have something like that out there, that is absolutely positively in our society going to be abused. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it just is. But I mean, this is a fictitious question of if I could abolish anything in the fitness industry, any compound, that would be it. You know, I mean, that would be it. Yeah, I mean, everything else, like, what the fuck, you know, like, I don't think that L-theanine is fucking, you know, or whatever is causing too much damage. That's actually a damaging fucking thing. As for steroids and stuff like that, you know, I mean, like, you know, I still don't understand why people make such a huge deal about it. You know, I think that fucking people at the Olympia are fucking idiots. I mean, and I've said that on many occasions. Like, they're morbidly obese people too. You know, I mean, they really, really are. I mean, but you know, as for steroids, like I'm just not I'm not a big fucking person. Like, put it this way: if marijuana was legal, I'd be smoking it every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but you know, I always am amazed at how people, you know, talk freedom and then they talk about like all of a sudden this is an issue. But I don't see that killing people as readily. I mean, as almost instantaneously as DMP can, because DMP can kill some dude overnight. You know.
Correct. So. Yeah. Okay. Now I know you're a lover of caffeine, and you also use CBD oil, the Herb Strong CBD oil, fairly frequently as well. If you could only go the rest of your days with one of those compounds, which one would it be?
The rest of my days?
Yes.
CBD oil.
Yeah.
I'd choose that over caffeine, yeah.
Why is that?
Because, you know, the caffeine gives me extra energy. Maybe I could sleep a little longer or something like that, and get myself going. But just the relief in my arthritis in my shoulder and, it helps me relax. So it helps me relax much more than the fucking caffeine helps me fucking get going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's helped me sleep a lot better. And for somebody that's not slept a lot in their life, it's nice. You know, I mean, it really, really is. It's nice. So.
Would you, I know you said you probably would never do a supplement brand, but if Herb Strong wanted to do a partnership with you or, have you be a spokesperson for them or something, would you ever consider that?
Oh, I'm already sponsored by them.
Well, yeah, I knew you were sponsored by them, but you go out and do active marketing for them and advertising and ads and things like that.
I mean, I probably would. Realistically, yeah. I mean, like, and not just Herb Strong, any quality CBD oil I would. I mean, like not just them, and I'm a firm believer in like that CBD and THC are nature's medicine. I truly believe that. I believe that hemp and marijuana are illegal literally to line other people's pockets because so many major industries would take such a hit. I mean, it would affect everybody from big pharma to big oil. You know, I mean, like,
absolutely.
I mean, you can use like the diesel engine, and like the diesel engine in vehicles even right now can run on hemp biofuel. I mean, the diesel engine was designed to run on hemp biofuel.
Really? That's something I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can eat it, you can wear it, you can use it to drive your fucking car. It's an antidepressant. It's a mood stimulator. It's, I mean, like, it's an appetite stimulator for people that are underweight. It fucking, helps with MS. It helps with Parkinson's. It helps, it helps, ease pain for cancer. It helps with pain management. You fucking name it. I mean, it is a no-brainer that it would fucking, reach deep into the fucking pockets of many people that make billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars. And that's why it's still illegal. But I mean, I'm a big advocate of it.
Would, that same open-mindedness extend to things like, magic mushrooms, psilocybin, ayahuasca, and all those kind of other herbal medicines that used in, other kind of countries for either tribal reasons or healing reasons or spiritual experiences?
I can never understand how we are so accepting of chemicals mixed in a lab, pounded into a pill over, something that grows from the ground. Like, I mean, like, like shit that grows naturally from the ground, illegal. Shit that some people whip together in a fucking lab and smash into a fucking capsule, legal. I'm always baffled by that. I think that is so ass backwards. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. Well, I think I have abused you for long enough and taken enough of your time.
I appreciate it, man. It was a pleasure being on. You ever want to have me on again? You just give me a ring.
Oh, dude, it's definitely going to happen again. This is there's a lot more things I need to cover with you. So, where can people find you, and where across the web and the podcast, and do all the plugging you can right now?
Well, let's see. You can find me at Everydamn Day Fitness on Instagram, Everydamn Day Fit on Twitter, and everydamndayfitness.net online, Everydamn Day Fitness on YouTube. You can also find my podcast, the In My Opinion, of course, podcast, on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, and now on Radio Talk. So you can find all that shit there, and that's about it. Then you can find Damn Serenity Athletics at damnserenityathletics.com too. And we have my Facebook group, Everydamn Day Fit. God, I got a lot of shit. We got Everydamn Day Fitness Facebook group, Everydamn Day Fitness Facebook page, Damn Serenity Athletics Facebook group, and Damn Serenity Athletics Facebook page. Fuck. That's crazy.
Fantastic. And then the next SITFU for 6 event is?
November 4th in the Retro in Fairfield, New Jersey with Robert Frank.
Okay, do y'all have December set yet?
December is in Tampa, by Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. Cool. All right, man. Well, then we'll get you down to Texas soon. Sometime in 2019, you're coming down to Texas, and we're going to do one here.
Sounds good, man. We'll set it up.
Cool. All right. Thanks again, Alan, for joining us, and we'll talk soon, man.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.
All right.